Tonight in 12 Investigates, the family of a man who was found with a gunshot wound to the head wants answers and an arrest.
32-year-old Hassan Williams died last month. He was shot inside a High Point home. The chief of High Point Police told the State Bureau of Investigation to take over this case because someone involved was related to an elected city official. More than 20 days after the deadly gunfire, the mayor of High Point, Cyril Jefferson, says it was him with a connection to this story. Hassan's uncle says he saw the mayor that night and was confused as to why he was there. The mayor, though, would not confirm if and why he was at that scene. Tonight, we have a plea from Hassan's family and the mixed feelings they have.
Come to find out, I didn't even know that was the guy that shook my hand was actually the mayor of High Point.
Kevin Williams is Hassan's uncle. He says he shook the mayor's hand that night on Ridgebrook Drive, the same night Hassan was killed. Kevin says the unusual greeting happened after he noticed the mayor arriving with someone that was involved with the gunfire, according to Kevin.
Coming back to a scene with a mayor, like that's not something normal, you know?
WXII 12 Investigates asked Mayor Jefferson if he was at the scene that night. He didn't answer, citing an active SBI investigation. We also asked him if he was related to anyone involved, including those inside the home with Hassan at the time of the deadly gunfire. He said, "My wife and I mourn the loss of her first cousin, Hassan Williams, and I personally extend sincere condolences to the family members who were closest to him. As an advocate for gun safety, it breaks my heart to learn about this accident."
His cousin was doing something with this gun and he accidentally shot right in the head.
And an emotional 911 call made that night by Hassan's fiancée reiterates the shooting as accidental. She tells dispatchers Hassan's cousin was involved. He's a person the mayor would not confirm any relation to.
Do you know who shot him? His cousin. It was a mistake.
A High Point police report says two people were handling a gun inside the home when it went off. Kevin disputes this.
He never played with a gun. That's one thing he never allowed nobody to even play with a gun around him.
He says this is a case where someone should be arrested.
I know he didn't mean to do it, but damn.
Accident or not.
I just want justice for my nephew.
And again, the mayor would not confirm if he knew of or was related to anyone else beyond the victim, including people inside the home when Hassan was killed. The SBI is only saying tonight the case remains under investigation.